What actually keeps a plant alive? If we take away the sun, the rain, and even the ground, what are we left with? Dirt is not actually plant food, but a mechanical storage system. It acts as a moisture sponge, physical scaffolding, and housing for organic matter. But relying on this dense structure carries a steep cost. Plants must expend tremendous energy forcing roots through compacted earth. Multiply that microscopic struggle by millions of acres, and the inefficiencies stack up. Traditional soil farming demands vast tracts of arable land, loses heavy amounts of water to deep ground runoff, and leaves crops constantly exposed to soil-borne pests and diseases. But if we know exactly what those roots are looking for, we can bypass the dirt entirely. We can deliver water and nutrient ions directly to the plant. Pulling crops out of the ground eliminates agriculture's largest resource drains. By replacing the random variables of an outdoor field with precision engineering, we can remove the inefficiencies of soil and redesign how we grow our food. Growing crops without soil is an ancient practice. The Aztecs built artificial floating islands called chinampas in shallow lakes, and 13th century Chinese farmers engineered floating rafts to cultivate rice over water. Modern hydroponics refines this idea into strict controlled environment agriculture. In a system like deep water culture, the plant's roots are suspended directly in a liquid bath of highly concentrated nutrients. This creates an immediate biological vulnerability. Roots need to breathe. If left in stagnant water, they will drown and rot. To keep the plant alive, growers introduce an air stone, forcing a continuous stream of oxygen bubbles through the liquid. With constant access to oxygen, water, and minerals, and zero physical resistance from compacted earth, plants grow significantly faster. They channel the energy they would have spent digging directly into producing leaves and fruit. We can push that oxygen delivery even further by pulling the roots out of the water completely. In an aeroponics system, roots dangle in the empty air of an enclosed, dark chamber. Below them, mechanical emitters fire off highly calibrated, microscopic mists of water and nutrients at regular intervals. Because it relies on mist, aeroponics cuts water consumption by up to 98% compared to traditional farming. But that razor-thin margin leaves no room for error. A power outage that stops the pumps will cause the exposed roots to dry out and die in a matter of hours. Hydroponics and aeroponics solve the mechanical problem of delivery, but these systems still require human intervention to mix and monitor synthetic chemical fertilizers. To remove that manual input, we have to look toward a fully self-sustaining ecosystem. If we want to eliminate synthetic chemical drops, we have to figure out where the nutrient ions in these water systems naturally originate. The solution is aquaponics, a biological workaround that combines soilless farming with aquaculture. By integrating 3 distinct living components, it automates the entire nutrient cycle. The cycle starts in a rearing tank. Fish, like tilapia or koi, live in the water. As they eat and process food, they produce waste, leading to a steady buildup of toxic ammonia. That ammonia-heavy water is pumped into a biofilter, the second and most critical stage. Here, naturally occurring colonies of bacteria consume the toxic ammonia and convert it into usable nitrogen-rich nitrates. This nitrate-rich water flows to the hydroponic grow beds. The plant roots absorb the nitrates as organic fertilizer. By pulling those nutrients out, the plants perfectly purify the water, which is then pumped safely back into the fish tank. There is zero waste. By bridging the gap between aquatic animals, microbes, and crops, aquaponics mimics the exact resource loop of a natural ecosystem, engineered to operate entirely indoors. Decoding a plant's biological needs allows us to sever global agriculture from arable land. We no longer need fertile topsoil or predictable weather to grow food. Without the need to spread crops across flat, sunlit fields of dirt, the physical architecture of a farm changes. We can bring the crops indoors and stack them vertically from floor to ceiling. Enclosing the environment eliminates the need for chemical pesticides. Operating in a closed loop cuts water usage by nearly 98%, and stacking the grow beds multiplies the crop yield per square foot exponentially. This grants us locational freedom. High-yield commercial-scale farms can now operate inside abandoned urban warehouses, on top of city rooftops, or in the middle of barren deserts. NASA currently tests these closed-loop, soilless systems as the primary solution for keeping astronauts alive during long-term space exploration and eventual off-planet colonization. Feeding humanity doesn't require us to clear-cut forests in search of more fertile dirt. We can leave the ground behind entirely, using precision science to build highly efficient, sustainable ecosystems exactly where we need them most.